Okay, so we're talking about some things today dealing with rhythm mandolin and kind of trying to get some of those concepts into your lead playing. So the thing that I most kind of really want students to kind of have a notion of is that the melody is just as important rhythmically as it is harmonically. Now that may kind of sound like a little too much to comprehend at the moment, but it's really not too hard to understand. In other words, that the melody has certain rhythms to it that you can express with your right hand on the mandolin. That's, to me, it's kind of a key to unlocking some of these early pioneers of the instrument, how they approached soloing in general, which is a lot different than today's playing, which I think is much more linear and almost guitar-based language, as opposed to the earlier pioneers on the mandolin, especially in the bluegrass and blues field, are mainly emulating either vocals or fiddle type of sounds. So at the end of the day, what you want to be able to do is have a real strong shuffle with your right hand. And I'll go ahead and show you a couple patterns with this shuffle. Again, I'm liking this to as simple as a fiddle shuffle. So if I do this on any string in particular, that's called a shuffle. It's down, down, up, down, down, up. I try to accent the first beat a little bit harder than the rest. So what that means is basically that I'm using a rest stroke. Falling into the next string. Okay, now you can do that on all strings. If you're not used to the rest stroke, in other words, falling through the strings, that's something I would definitely try to incorporate into your daily practice. I'll go to the second string and do the same thing. Think of falling through the strings as opposed to attacking them outright. When I say attacking outright, what I mean is a lot of times I see this with players. In other words, they're kind of, for lack of better words, they're kind of picking at the string instead of just pushing through it, which I'm likening to a bow stroke. First string. Okay. Now that may not seem like much, but you can carry that through a whole tune. In other words, if you keep that shuffle in mind, and your playing will have these interesting contours through it. In other words, it's not just even eighths or sixteenths is how I like to think of them. They'll have kind of this nice little shading to it. Just like, say if you're an artist, you're using contours with shading or with pencils. To me, it's the same thing on the mandolin. It's giving areas of certain parts of the tune light or darkness depending on how hard you're hitting the string. Now, the idea with this shuffle is to be relaxed enough to do this at tempo. So that'll take a little practice. But let me give you an example of that. So if I'm playing a fiddle tune tempo about right here, I'm gonna kind of employ that shuffle pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it kind of goes back and forth like that. Can you feel where the 1 is? Do that on all the strings. Now if you take a little melody like melody, Long Journey Home, you have the impetus for playing with the shuffle with this melody. So if you get this is, you know, I call it adding layers. So if you get the melody down and kind of hum it. Pretty simple little melody. Now you just try to add the shuffle pattern to that. Add some slides. Double stop. So that's a simple device that I'm doing here. I mean, don't be too concerned about maybe the ornamental things I'm doing, but the idea that I'm keeping the rhythm going with the right hand. Okay, you can kind of get into the articulations or the little details, meaning the slides or open strings later. That's a good tune to work on some of these concepts when you're first starting this out. I would recommend that you listen to the Monroe Brothers version of Long Journey Home, featuring obviously Bill Monroe playing his a mandolin break on that. He plays about 4 or 5 mandolin breaks, and they're all slightly different, but the main idea is that he has this kind of shuffle rhythm in his playing, and that allows him to play first, you know, really highly individualistic music. Second, it allows him the freedom to play faster tempos because he's not concerned about maybe just going through the scales like maybe a more linear player would, but he's just playing the melody notes for the most part and ornamenting it in kind of unique little ways. So that would be a good one to kind of test your what's the word, metal, if you will. So get back to me if you have any questions with this. I'd love to see your response through the video. Again, this is a big part of building blocks of mandolin playing in general. In other words, you find the melody, which you should always do by ear. Then you can start adding the layers to it. Again, we can go real deep into this, but in the beginning, all you want to do is just kind of double up on your strings and put that shuffle rhythm in there. Again, that's called the Georgia Shuffle. It's just this is a variation of it, so I'm just doing da, da, da. So check out that tune, and again, feel free to message me if you have any thoughts, complaints, questions. I appreciate you checking out this video and hope to see you around the bend picking sometime at a festival. we can do this in person. Take care. Thank you.